everyone, and welcome back to another Farming Simulator 25 video. In this video, I will be covering 5 things you may not have copped while you're playing Farming Simulator 25. These things vary from vehicles actually getting wet, which you probably wouldn't have noticed, but we'll look into it in more detail. You can now move the power washer. You can also fill your water tanks from your rice paddy fields once you flood them, and many more. So, without further ado, let's get in. If you like Farming Simulator content, please consider hitting subscribe, leave a like rating, and also leave a comment on any suggestions you'd like to see me do a video on, or you'd want to see me cover anything particular about the game. But with that said and done, let's crack on and see this vehicle wetness. So as you can see, we do have a fabulous Fendt here on a very sunny April day. It is giving rain later though, but you can see the tractor is bone dry. So if we jump in and we open up our commands, I have covered a video on how to enable your commands on FS25 and also how to use them and what ones do what. I will leave the links to both of those videos in the description below if you're interested in knowing more about console commands. These are for PC only, obviously, but yeah, I will leave the links in the description if you want to know more about commands. What we're looking for is GS vehicle wetness, and we want to hit enter, and we want to give a number on how wet we want it, so we'll go 100. Bang. You can see the tractor changed there. It got wet. You can see the tires are very wet. They also have raindrops, and same on the mud guards. You can see the little raindrops on, look up close, you can see them on the front fenders, on the bonnet. You can see all the raindrops that the vehicles actually get wet when it rains or when you drive in water. For instance, in Hutan Pantai there is a beach all on this corner of the map, and you can drive in and refill your water tankers there, and as soon as you drive into the water your vehicles will splash and get wet like this, which is a very cool add-on from FS22 and previous Farming Simulator games, because they never got wet, which was very weird. But yeah, it does look fantastic with little water droplets everywhere. Now, the second thing you may not have noticed is the good old reliable Karcher power washer is back in FS25. It's been around for a while. As you know, you can power wash your vehicles, clean them, whatnot. Same old, same old. But if you walk up behind them here and you hit your button to open this on PC, it's F1, you can see you can enter vehicle as the driver. You hit E, you go into third person, and you can move your power washer to anywhere you like. Say I didn't like it in that corner, I want it up in this corner. We can move it to anywhere we want in our farmyard, which is no wonder why it wasn't in it before, because it does have wheels, but just having to plant it down, and it's quite pricey. It's like 4,500 or 4,300, and yeah, not being able to move that in previous Farming Simulator games did seem a little weird, that you had to plant it, and wherever you planted it, that was it. You could never, unless you sold it and bought another one. But yeah, you can now move your Karcher power washer in FS25, which is very, very, very handy. Now, the third thing I am going to show to you is we actually have a couple of new brands in Farming Simulator 25. This includes Skoda. As you can see here in front of me, we do have a Skoda Kodiaq. This is the normal version, a little bit cheaper. And it's just, I put it in white or silver, and just basic enough. And then you can get the VRS model of the Skoda Kodiaq. See here, we do actually have the VRS badge on the front. It has black badges all around, and different wheels, and tinted windows, and yeah, as you can see, the VRS badge on the back. It's 4x4. For this one, it's not even 4x4, so maybe it's not 4-wheel drive. But this one is, yeah, and it has different back bumper, actually has the exhaust out of it. But yeah, the VRS model and the standard Kodiaq of Skoda is now in the game, which is quite cool that they have the Skoda licensing. Another vehicle they have is Aprilia for motorcycles, so this might come very nice for more mods in the future. We do have two different versions. We have the Black Spider, I think that one is, and that one is the White Warrior, I believe. I did just buy them, I can't remember, but they are the two different paint styles you can get on the Aprilias. And then obviously, I'm sure everybody knows this, but Merlot is now finally in Farming Simulator 25 as a base game or as a licensed machinery. We've had Merlot in Farming Simulator from, as far as I can remember, FS15 was the first time I've ever seen the Merlot telehandler as a mod on PC. And obviously throughout FS17, 19 and 22 it's been a mod, and now finally Merlot is a licensed brand in the base game of FS25, which is very, very nice. I do like that. The next thing I'm going to show you is you can actually refill water bowsers from your paddy fields. So if you did not know that, it's quite useful. You don't have to drive forever to get to a river or the coast and get some salty seawater for your productions, or buy a water tank and pay for your water, which is very silly, but yeah, you can just get it from your rice paddies. So if you walk up, you can flood these. We can start to flood this now because we are pretending to be sowing our rice with our Izeki transplanter. So we're going to flood it, and we will be able to get water from this. Now, we are just done. We are at 65% water level in this paddy field. So we want to fill up this water tanker to fill up our rice saplings greenhouse over here. If you just pull up and swing into the paddy field when it's flooded, or as you can see, we are refilling. So we're going to take about 8,000 litres out of this paddy field because that's what this tanker holds in particular. So there you go, we have 8,000 litres and we are still on 65%. So it makes no difference. You can refill this as many times as you like out of the paddy field, and it will just refill all the time. Now, back on the topic of refilling with the paddy fields, I did just do a flooded paddy field, which you have to flood first, then you use the Izeki transplanter to sow rice. But if you want to do long grain rice, you drill your field when it's dry with a normal seeder and seed and fertilizer or whatever, and you put the seed in, and then you have to wait a day, and then you flood it once it has germinated like so. And as you can see, crop type long grain rice. And say you've done this and you want to obviously flood, which you have to flood this to get it to yield properly, because if you miss flooding this, it goes all patchy and it will not grow properly, and you will get withered bits all over the place when you're harvesting then. So yeah, you do really want to keep these topped up. As you can see, the ground is starting to get wet there. So I will skip some time and we will let this flood, and I will just show that you can also get water from this when there is even a crop in it. So we have the field flooded, the crop is in it, and this was long grain rice. So this, you can do this at any stage, but you do risk damaging your crops if you have crop destruction on. Obviously the first stage of any crop never gets affected by crop destruction, but yeah, you can still do it. And even if you pull up alongside, I will just stop it, and you should be able to do it without actually driving in on the field, I think. Oh, this will be just a test actually, see how close you can get it. We're not quite in the field, and we're not getting it. So yeah, you do kind of have to be in field. Get it. Just drop a wheel in. That's even enough. But yeah, you do risk damaging your crop with crop destruction if this is at a later stage, so do keep that in mind. Now, the last thing I wanted to show everyone as part 5 of this is there is now a moon and stars in the sky at nighttime. Obviously, we've always had the sun, but in previous games, when it got dark at nighttime, in the winter especially, when it would be dark at like 4 or 5 p.m, it would just literally get jet black, and there was no moon, no stars, the sky would be black, and you could see absolutely nothing other than where your lights are on your vehicle, which is a little small ring around your tractor if you have all your work lights on. Other than that, you couldn't see ahead of you. It's like it was that black and that dark. But if I just go here and we skip, we can skip to 12 o'clock at night, actually, yeah, which will do us perfect. And we should see that there will be a moon and stars, and there's like a glow, like in real life. It doesn't actually get impossible to see dark. So I know there is lights here, but I will run down the field and you can just see there is stars now, and a moon and clouds and an actual light source coming from the moon. As you can see, it's not entirely black dark like it used to be. Like, you could make your way around no problem with your tractor. I know your lights would obviously help, but you can now see much better at nighttime. I think it's a way better effect than what just the pitch black used to be. I think that used to annoy everybody, and it used to be hard to make videos on because you used to never be able to record and make videos if the game was at nighttime, because it would just be impossible to see in the video. But as you can see, very, very nice illuminant moon shining a brightness down over the map, and you have stars, and yeah, it's actually a nice glow. So we leave it here on a miserable June day. Those were 5 things I thought were very interesting in Farming Simulator 25. If you enjoyed the video and you didn't notice much of these, please leave a like, please hit subscribe, and please leave a comment of anything you noticed in Farming Simulator 25 that I could possibly make a video on and show off to everybody. And also check out my Let's Plays. I am doing a Let's Play on this map, Hutan Pantai. Absolutely loving it. Loving the game in general, so I have more videos up my sleeve of tutorials and Let's Plays and stuff, so if you want to stick around, definitely consider hitting subscribe and ringing that notification bell to get notified when my videos go up. And I will leave the video here. Thanks everyone for watching, and goodbye.